All right, everyone. So, according to WrestleVotes, WWE backstage was very, very happy with the Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed match, but they weren't happy with the spot where the ring broke. So, this is from WrestleVotes, but we're reading an article from WrestleTalk. This is what they said. This is specifically talking about the broken ring spot. Let's just say it didn't go as planned. They didn't like the way it came off. They loved the performance of both those guys. The match itself was well praised. I mean, the crowd was electric. I just think that the actual spot of the ring breaking didn't have the impact that it has had in the past. A lot of people expected it. I did have a source who was there last night. The internal reaction instantly was, oof, not as big as we would have hoped. I don't know if it was a mechanical thing or just the impact that it made. So it's interesting because when I was watching live, I actually had a similar feeling on this broken ring spot of it just felt like something was a little bit off. And it didn't like like considering how excited the crowd was for everything, you would have thought that would have sent them bananas, and it didn't, right? But I also think it was fine. And I think what WWE should be taking away from it was that number one, what they've done with Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman is an absolute masterclass. Okay, because Bronson Reed went from this guy who it's not that nobody cared about, but he was just, whatever. He was doing mid card fights. He was a big dude. We get it. And they turned him into a monster in no time. He is now in some ways like main event over as it pertains to being a heel. And the beauty of this match was the end when obviously Seth Rollins comes back and screws over Bronson Reed. I mean, think about what they've done over the past few months to build up this guy's character. And that includes Braun Strowman as well. I mean, Braun Strowman, this was the main event. And this is a match that a few months ago would have been a mid card match. WWE has just done a fantastic job with this. And the match, by the way, Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman, we want to talk about the Seth Rollins part. It reminded me of times when I used to watch wrestling that it was like, my God, I love this match. It was one of the most exciting matches I've seen in quite some time. It reminded me of that Wyatt Six match where I was just like watching it, the big street fight, and I'm just like, where is this in WWE all the time? There were so many big spots. There were so many just amazing moves. And I almost feel like the fans were so awestruck by what they had just witnessed that, they weren't, when this big moment came, it didn't seem as big because the whole thing was big. So it's interesting that WWE had the same kind of internal reaction that I think a lot of people had watching at home. But I just hope WWE doesn't overreact to it because what they have to understand is that everybody loved this match. What they've done with Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, you should be doing that as much as you can with as many stars as possible because that is a textbook way of building a fight. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.